Welcome to the Posh Travel Vlog. I'm Stuart.
I'm Christina, and welcome back to our subscribers. Thank you very much for watching.
We are currently on the New Statendam on a Eastern Mediterranean cruise. So we thought we'd put a video together all about whether you should book, or the pros and cons of booking a guarantee basis cabin as opposed to a numbered cabin. There are pros and cons for this, and we have come unstuck. And we have benefited as well, haven't we?
We have. I think we've probably come unstuck more than benefited, but...
Yes, we have. So here we go. We're going to tell you all about it.
So we'll start off with the pros of having a guarantee cabin, because we always go for it every time. I think we just like the excitement of and the hope of maybe getting something lovely.
One of these days we'll end up in the top suite.
It will happen for us.
But the main pro is obviously the price.
Yeah.
And you get more for your money. Well,
and when we're sort of trying to do as many cruises as we're doing and getting them onto our blog, obviously we have to be price conscious. So we're always looking for a bargain, for a last minute deal. And we always go for a guarantee balcony, because the difference in price for sort of a guarantee balcony is sometimes an inside cabin, to have it numbered midship. So we'll always say, put us wherever to get the cheapest deal, and a balcony is just so important to us. So whether it's got a restricted view or there's trolleys trundling about,
well, you go for the guarantee, and you go for a guarantee balcony, so you know you're going to get a balcony, but you don't know where it's going to be. But we'll cover that in the cons in just a second. Another good thing, pro as well, is that you tend to, if you just say you opt for a balcony, you don't tend to always end up in the worst category of balcony. You do go higher, and maybe higher up in the ship, or maybe more midship. But other times you don't. So we'll come to that in a second. Obviously the main pro is the price.
It's the price.
You're getting more for your money. You're getting a balcony, say for example, for what you'd pay for an outside or an inside cabin.
So if you don't mind where you're going to be, and they don't just do guarantees on balconies. It can be a guaranteed on an inside, on an outside cabin, and you get a much cheaper price if you don't mind where the ship are going to place you, and you get that category that you've booked as a minimum. So it can only get better if you've booked an inside and you end up. And we have had clients that have ended up booking the cheapest inside guarantee, and they end up in a balcony quite high up. So
yeah, that happened just last month. A client booked on MSC, and she booked an inside cabin. It was her birthday, and ended up in a deluxe balcony cabin. I don't know how it happened. Obviously it was her birthday, so maybe they looked at that. So you can really hit it lucky. And we have been upgraded from ocean view or inside to balcony as well.
Which is lovely,
That happened to us on P&O, that's happened to us on Seabourn. So we have been lucky. It's just the location of where these cabins are, which is maybe less desirable to other people. That's where you end up being allocated, in our experience anyway.
So maybe we should look at the cons now of
Yes, let's look at the cons. Now, the cons. So leading on from what we just said, we're on Holland America Line at the moment, New Statendam. Last year we were on Oosterdam, and we did exactly the same thing. We did a balcony guarantee. Both occasions we have now ended up on the deck, the highest up deck, which is one deck below the Lido or the swimming pool area.
And the Lido buffet as well. So it's constant really. Early hours in the morning, we've got trolleys going over. The first night I thought, oh my God, it was as if we were at the end of a runway. I thought a plane was taking off. It woke me up with a start. We've now got used to it, and this trundling going over, it's just,
And last year on Oosterdam, we were right at the back of the ship, which we thought, wow, this cabin has got a huge balcony and a fabulous aft view. And then we were right below the swimming pool deck, so they were dragging sunbeds around at 5 o'clock in the morning, and so noisy. So we did actually move cabin that time. This time we've got used to it, so we've not worried about it. So
and this time again on Holland America, we raced up here, opened the door, and the cabin was massive. It's enormous. So
we thought, we've got the top suite.
Jackpot, we've got the suite. Anyway, we walked in. So it's a guaranteed balcony, but it's actually an adapted cabin.
It wasn't a suite.
So,
it's actually a disabled cabin, which is huge, so that you've got turning points for wheelchairs and things. So.
Which is it just seems ludicrous, because there's people that have probably got a cabin number that really do need this cabin more, that have got walking frames and they're in a tight space downstairs and an inside. So immediately when I got in, I just said, oh God, we're like able-bodied. It seems so unfair that somebody that would really benefit from this far more than we. But anyway, that's the luck of the draw. They said, no, that's how it is. You have to stay there, which is fine. And
Yeah, we've been fine in here actually, and it is very spacious. The only thing is when you open the door, a little ramp thing is up and it drops down for obviously wheelchair access. Well, Christina only ever opens the balcony halfway and then falls over the step, which has happened on numerous occasions.
It is on our cabin guide actually. This cabin, so anyone that,
Oh yes, you'll see the cabin on our cabin guide if you're coming on Holland America Line. But it's not the first time that we've been disappointed on our allocation. On Seabourn, we went for a balcony allocated guarantee, and we were right at the front of the ship, way at the front, the furthest cabin on about deck 6, I think it was. And we thought, well, this is great. We've been allocated a balcony, even though we'd only booked the ocean view, and so we were happy about that. And then it was one of their smaller ships, and then the next morning the anchor went down, and you might as well have been sitting on top of the anchor. The
bang,
noise,
bang, yeah.
bang, 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 at 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning.
What the hell is this? Yeah.
And of course, one evening it got quite rough, and the ship was going up and down, and we were right at the front of the ship. So
again, if you're sensitive to movement, then
so I think that's right. So that was on that. P&O, we've got allocated on P&O. We did come up trumps on P&O.
We did actually, yeah, very good. The worst though was Pullman Tour. Do you remember? Oh,
we went on a cruise called Pullman Tour, who no longer exist. Guarantee again, and they allocated us a lovely balcony cabin right up high, and we thought this is great, didn't we?
Yeah.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning, the boom, boom, boom from the disco, and 4 o'clock in the morning because there was a really wild Spanish cruise.
Directly above the nightclub, and my dad was next door to us, who's in his 80s, and his partner's nearly 90, or she's 90 now. He was ringing us up at 3 in the morning. What the hell's going on? What's going on?
And he's the type who wants to go and join in usually.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It was a nightmare.
Like they were in the room. It was just the floor was vibrating, wasn't it? So that was, again, the ship was full. So it is, if you go for that, you may hit lucky, but
it's a risk you take.
It is.
You save money, which is amazing, and you can get a better cabin for your money. But then you could be allocated a great cabin, or you could be allocated like one of the cabins that we've just received. But we will keep doing it because the thing is, if they allocate you a cabin and you really are unhappy with it, and you're being really disturbed by the noise upstairs, say on this ship, say deck 8, and it was bothering you much, just ring down to guest services and just say, I'm not happy with my cabin. And they're so good. They're usually very accommodating.
Aren't they? Yeah,
so on that basis, as long as the ship's not full.
That's it. I'm sure they would re-accommodate you. But you do have to sort of take this on board that, it's the risk of booking a guarantee cabin.
And on P&O cruises, they do a saver fare, which is like special offer. And I think that's allocated. They allocate the cabin numbers, but in addition to allocating you the cabin numbers, they don't let you go on the transfer buses. You have to pay for those. So certain cruise lines have got. It's not just the cabin allocation. If you go for the lower fare, there's other things that they chop off. So you have to be careful of that as well and work out. Some don't have onboard credit, whereas if you book the cabin number, you do get onboard credit, and then you can work out and see which is the best option for you. So.
That's it. I think to conclude, as I say, you can end up really, really lucky and have a great deal. But if you really need to know that you're going to be midships, where it's less motion,
don't want to take the risk of noise.
Then book the cabin number.
Yeah,
definitely.
And another thing that you can do if you book a cheaper cabin, when you come on board, you can always go to guest services and ask them if they've got any upgrades. So.
Yeah, we've done that. Option. Yeah, after they've sort of checked everyone in, usually that evening you can go down and then you can pay if there's any cabins left over, and you get quite a good deal.
You get a really good deal.
So we've done that before.
Yeah, last year on Holland America Line, we went down and we upgraded our cabin.
Yeah, and then we got for a small supplement a suite because again some people hadn't shown up or the ship wasn't totally full. Yeah, so you can negotiate some cracking deals as well on if you don't mind moving on that day or the day after embarkation.
Yeah, so if it's really important for you to know you're not going to have any noise, you don't like ship movement, and you need to be near the lifts or something like that, you book the numbered cabin. But if you're happy to take a chance, go with the flow, just book the guarantee, and then as you say, if you're on board and you're not happy, just speak to guest services, see if they can do anything for you. But yes, we will continue booking guarantee cabins.
We just love the thrill of it.
So we can get more cruises in.
Yeah.
So I hope you found the video informative.
Yeah, thanks for watching. As I say, we're currently on Holland America's new Statendam, so we're going to be doing full dining guide, tours of the cabins, various suites, and packing guide.
And that's on that. And on our channel, we've got NCL, we've got Celebrity, we've just been on Explorer 1, and there's going to be plenty more we're going on, and we're trying to make informative videos, dress codes on cruises and things like that. Make as many as informative videos that we can for you. So,
great. So
please subscribe.
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up.
I think that you can touch the button down there to subscribe. Thumbs up always really helpful us. And we've also got the Posh Travel blog on Instagram
and Facebook, so you can keep up to date with our daily activities and tours that we're doing as well.
Ports and things. So so I hope that helps. So good luck with your booking. Thanks for watching.